So, look, here's the deal. I had a fucking emergency last night. Mm-hmm. Like a straight up.
I know what you're thinking. Lewis treats everything in life like an emergency. Right. But this was a real, legit emergency.
Yeah, dude, it was crazy, man.
First time this happens to you, so yeah, I get it. I'm a father, so I get this.
No, it's not the first time something like we've had other things happen with James. We told it on remember the famous episode Ambulances?
Yeah.
We told that story where the ambulances came to.
No, you're making the same mistake you made. Ambulances didn't come, just one came.
An ambulance with a bunch of paramedics came. Fine. We figured that out
on the
last
original episode. This is one of our oldest episodes, one of the first 10 I think we ever did. Yeah. But Lewis said he was like James wasn't breathing. He goes, next thing you know, I got 10 ambulances in my apartment, and we were like, what do you think an ambulance is, Lewis? Like what? And he's like, whatever, EMT workers.
I'm going to school to be an ambulance. It's good money, and it's only like 7 months school.
It's not full medical school. You only need 2 years to be an ambulance.
So
basic life-threatening solving problems.
I dropped James off last night with his mom and his aunt, and I go home to
first mistake
kill some time between it's like an hour and a half between the time I have to go down to the Roastmasters, and I just get a phone call from Brooke, which is his aunt, and she's just like, oh my God.
James is fucking her?
So I start jerking off.
Oh my God.
So she's coming. And,
oh my God, is this
Daddy, I'm doing it.
Oh man, he's
James, give it to me. Your faggot father can do this.
Quiet,
Daddy,
bitch.
Auntie Brooke says she can't take it all.
This is what Jay was saying as a parent he can relate to. He goes, oh, this is your first time going through that.
I'm circumcised dicks can feel more.
So she's coming, and so she's like almost crying. It sounds like, and she's like James fell down the stairs. He fell down the stairs. There's blood everywhere. Oh my God. So I'm
he
like,
must have come hard.
No, she must have come hard.
She fucking fired him back down the stairs.
Blood everywhere.
Oh my God, I didn't know. I just bucked my hips. I forgot he was a baby. I didn't know. I didn't know.
Shit.
I thought he was planted.
B was right to leave me. B really.
Oh yeah.
She had every reason. So
we all knew that.
So she's like, he fell down the stairs and he's bleeding. So I'm like, immediately your heart drops, and I'm like, I was like, did you call 911? She's like, no. So boom, I hang up. I call 911 immediately, right? And I'm fucking getting dressed, and I'm now.
So I call 911. I smoke a bone, hang out for a little bit,
clear out the bong, pack another one. Got to get an ice cube. What am I gonna do? Can't take a hot bong hit.
Also, I need some protein before I go out, so I whip up some egg whites.
Yeah. Oh shit, I'm out of eggs. Got to go to the store. Hold on, be right back. What was I supposed to do?
James, shit.
Was that Lewis looks at the camera and shrugs and freeze film? Like, Puerto Rican fathers.
Am I right? See.
So I'm calling 911 while I'm getting dressed, and I'm fucking, I'm starting to choke up and starting to cry, and I'm like running in the street. And I'm trying to give them like the address, and they're like, "Oh, well, what's going on? Is the kid breathing?" I'm like trying to say I don't live there. Now I'm sure on their end they're just hearing like shrieking, like fucking crazy.
Like, I don't live there. It's a long story. I was jerking off while she was giving birth.
She wouldn't have even known fucking Festuca. God damn it!
I picture you running through the street.
She really did stink though, right? She really never added anything to YKWd.
What do you mean you don't listen to YKWd? Get me another emergency operator on the phone.
Wait a minute. What am I calling you about again?
Dude, I really picture you running through the streets on the phone, screaming through the streets of Harlem, "Baby James, I'm coming. I'm coming. Daddy's coming."
So they won't take the address. They're trying to ask questions, and they're like, they're going, is he breathing? Now, him not being breathing had never even entered my mind. So now I'm freaking out, like, shit, is he breathing? Because I don't fucking know. Like literally, she just called me and said this. So now I'm like, I don't know. Take the address, lady. Just take the fucking address. And she's like, sir, calm down. I'm like, you calm. I am calm. You calm, dude. It's a nightmare. If he was dying, I would have been the reason that he'd be dead right now. Okay, it was psychotic.
I calm, you calm. I come, you come.
We come together. So then, finally, I guess she takes the address, and I'm like fucking freaking out, dude. And I ran over. I literally, because I live 2.5 blocks from them, so I ran to the place.
Lewis gets in the door and they're like, surprise! Late birthday party! Oh.
You sons of bitches. You know how to get me. James!
James, I'm coming.
Daddy's coming! Little man, I'm almost there!
Bubba!
Hang on! Do not go to the light, James! Turn away from the light!
Hold strong!
Daddy's gonna push your soul back into your body!
So I show up and I start hitting the buzzer like crazy, and they're not answering, which is like nuts to me. And the cops roll up like as I'm just freaking out. I'm like, they're not answering my son.
They just shoot Lewis dead.
He's trying to break it! He's swinging a penny board and screaming, James! Put him down! Put 2 in his leg!
Lewis Bigford, which is crazy to me, is him just punching the buzzer over and over again.
Bang! Bang! James!
Bam, 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 bam.
I think it's funny if you still go up there and you just go, bing, bada, ding, 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 ding. It's my thing.
So the cops are like right behind me, and then finally they answer the door, and Beatrice is there. I didn't know. I was like, why didn't Beatrice call? I thought she maybe went to work. Your mind is like jumbled in that situation. They started asking me for the mother's number, and I just couldn't remember her number. I started giving your number at one point, Jay. I did. I swear to
Call
God.
my friend Big J. He'll have something funny to say. Got super quick. Always comes up with something. No, seriously, if you haven't checked it out, he's got an album and an hour special. They're both really good. The album's more crowd work, but the specials, a lot of material.
James put on the stairs? Oh my God, what happened? Did he finally listen to his dad's material? I mean, hey, hello, am I right?
Because it's just some cop being like, "Guy was right. I'm glad we called."
That guy was on fire.
I think I saw him at the cellar once.
So I get in, and I go down the stairs, and I'm like, I'm expecting to see a fucking dead child with his head split open.
A pile of kid?
Yes. So, and then he's on the fucking couch with ice on his lip. He's got a fat lip. And he's sitting there with his mom. And he's just like, and I'm like, there's cops with me. There's fucking, now the buzzers ring, because now there's ambulances upstairs fucking coming in.
Ambulances.
Shut up, EMTs.
That wasn't genuine.
He looks at you. He's like,
That
Daddy,
was a
Auntie has
callback,
a
right?
short pussy.
No, that was not a callback.
It was a callback.
Yeah.
Obviously.
There was not
I mean,
a
I want to
callback.
believe it's a callback.
It wasn't a
You can't
callback.
call human beings ambulance.
It was
It's an ambulance.
He said, I have
It's a
ambulances
truck
with me.
that
is what he
carries
said, with
people
me.
to the hospital. It's
I
an
got police
automobile.
cars with me. I got fire trucks, ambulances. They're all with me.
These 2 police cars, these undercover police cars stopped me the other day.
Don't worry, James. This man will help you. He's a helicopter.
And then the hospital checked him out and said he was okay. He said, get some rest. Hospital orders.
All right, so then they come in, and I'm like, oh shit. So then I check my phone, and I get like 5 messages from Beatrice and Brooke. Don't call 911. He's just got a fat lip. His lip's bleeding. So then I'm like, oh shit. Well, now there's like all these ambulance.
Not only did you call
There's
911,
what?
you
Yeah,
yelled
we'll do it
at
again.
There's no way. Come
There's all
on,
these
man.
ambulances outside the place, and I'm like, thanks.
There's probably EMTs in there.
Thanks, EMT workers, for leaving your ambulances outside, because they're not welcome in my house.
Because that's how that works.
Yeah,
I
exactly.
mean, they couldn't even fit inside. Come on.
Because
It's ridiculous.
my stairwell can't house a large 8-wheeled vehicle.
Lewis has gotten no smarter from Legion of Skanks 6 to now. It's
really
just the
haven't.
same.
So, fuck. So then, now they're going like, all right, well, we're going to have to take him to the hospital now. And this is like literally what happened the last time when it happened. Like they literally have to take him. Like that's the idea. And I'm like, well, no. I was like, he's fine. I was like, he's got a fat lip. I was like, I wasn't here. I was in miscommunication. Like I freaked out, and they were like, nah, it's protocol. You got to take him. We got to go get him a CAT scan. All this other stuff. I'm like.
CAT scan.
Yeah, well, this is what I'm saying. I was like, he's not concussed. I was like, he fell down a few steps. He's gonna. They were like,
how many steps?
Like 5 or 6.
I'm picturing like The Exorcist. I mean, I really was. I was picturing like the steps like to go to the front door.
No, it was
I was picturing the steps from The Shining. That whole thing, the bat scene, just fall and tumble.
I was picturing what's that picture where it's in a royal place that just connect to each other?
The MC Escher painting.
Yeah,
the stairs that go upside down.
He's just falling around and around and around. Like, wait, was that one down or sideways? I don't.
He was falling down infinite steps.
Oh no!
He's still falling as Lewis gets there.
So then they're like, oh, we got to take him, and I'm going like, well, I was thinking you don't actually have to take him, and he's at this point he's like freaked out because there's all these big people in uniforms and they got walkie-talkies and they're going off, and it's just sort of an
called ambulances.
It's sort of an intimidating thing, for a 5-year-old kid, and he's going, he's like,
he already had the scare of like falling down the stairs.
And he's like, I don't want to go, please don't take me, and he's kind of like, I'm trying to calm him down, but at the same time I'm trying to like tell them, I was like, can we just go? I said to them, can we just go talk upstairs for a minute? And then they wouldn't come upstairs with me. The cops and the paramedics.
6 steps.
We really didn't want to go upstairs.
Guys are wearing polyester pants for Christ's sakes.
So they're like, no, we're gonna stay down. Why do we have to talk upstairs? And I was like, well, because like literally my mind was like, I'm about to argue with you about this, and I don't want to do it in front of my kid and upset him anymore.
Well, if you told him that was the answer, he still wouldn't have went upstairs.
Yeah, he almost certainly wouldn't have.
But it became this kind of like pissing contest, and then they started sort of shaming me, going like, well, you're not a doctor, so you don't know what type of internal damage. And I'm going like, well, no, he didn't. I was like, I just grew up at a different time, maybe. Like we fell out of trees and got hit with basebballs.
Hear where that explains a lot. Did you
got hit with baseball?
Did you? Yeah, I didn't.
And fell out
I got hit
of
with
trees.
a baseball bat one time. Ryan Nolan.
A bat? That's
Ryan Nolan.
Yeah, he took it right in the throat. He was an alto singer.
I was playing catcher, and I just don't know how to fucking play catcher. So I'm like just standing.
You put
up,
a glove up, and you
looking up at the sun.
You didn't assume as part of being catcher. You need somebody to tell you that you shouldn't look at the ball coming your way. You thought
the title and the position gave you no information on what that job would entail.
You thought you give him a target, and he just fucking nails it right there.
You
every
just
time?
check the fuck out. That's what you just
I can hold this position as long as you need.
Well, here's what's funny.
Blue Jay. Whoa, is that a red-breasted?
Lewis's dad got stabbed as he was throwing the baseball to him.
No, but here's the thing. It wasn't even the ball that hit me. It was the kid swinging the bat just fucking clonked me in the head.
Where were you standing? Where do you
too close?
He was on home plate.
But guys, this position's ridiculous. How are you supposed to catch that bat?
The guy's arms were just right over Lewis.
Yeah.
But I also feel like the kid was kind of a dick. I feel like he sort of did it on purpose.
No way. Then that kid's in jail today.
I don't know here. But no, it wasn't a wiffle bat.
Oh, I don't want to watch this.
Oh, that's cute.
I hate kids getting hit.
Shut up, Dave. It's cute.
It's wiffle, so it's okay.
It's all right because it's okay. I like people getting fucked up. I can watch all day. I hate the kids getting fucked up videos.
You don't think kids are people, Dave?
And Lewis
Real
is also the only parent that could follow an emergency by watching a kid hit another kid in the temple with a wiffle ball.
Take it, little man. Don't worry. 6 ambulances will be there soon.
Not my kid.
No, but this was a metal bat, and I remember the bump on my head. It was like out of a cartoon. You know how they would come up like and go.
Yeah.
Like the kid before he swung his bat. He asked you if you like your sugar with 3 lumps.
Yes.
Your coffee with 3 lumps. How many lumps do you take? I guess I'll take 3. Clang, clang.
You got the cartoon bump? Did you push it and it came up somewhere else?
Yeah. So it became this thing. And
they gave Lewis a bomb that turned his beak around to the other.
They started shaming me, like they were like, it's for your child's welfare. I don't know, you'd be arguing against. And then it's becoming this thing where I'm like, how much more can I argue with them? So I called your wife, who's a lawyer, and I was like, they're literally telling me they're going to take my son, like just take him. And then I said to them, I was like, if I said no right now, like if I just said no, what's the next procedure? I was like, what are you going to do? And the cops were like, yeah, we'd have to arrest you.
I love when you start asking cops hypotheticals. Like, I'm not doing this.
Whoa.
But what
Let's say I take your gun. Whoa. I take your gun, I point at your partner, I blow his fucking brains out.
But I don't shoot you. That's the important part.
What's the next step, hypothetically?
She goes, "What are you getting all aggressive? This is just crazy hypothetical."
You know, I mean, she's my ex-wife and all, but you know, she's doing real legal work at that time. You're calling to ask what's the legalities of me killing a cop?
No, I didn't really ask her that.
Oh.
Oh, you thought I was being serious about that?
I really did.
That's hilarious.
It seems like something you would do is call someone and goes, what's the legality if I hurt this guy right now?
Just put him in an armbar.
I mean, I'm Puerto Rican. I could probably get some sort of I thought I was going to die because these guys were going to kill me.
No, I was asking what what would be the next steps if I refused for them to take my son? And there's some obstruction of justice type law that they could. So at that point, I was like, I'm not going to get arrested in front of my kid. You know, and the only reason I didn't want him to go to the hospital is because it's just more traumatic. You're adding 4 or 5 hours to his night. We have insurance. It's not
that's what's infuriating. Jokes aside, what's infuriating is they're like, "Oh, you don't care about the welfare of your kid." And you're like, "No, you fucking asshole. I'm the only one here who cares about the welfare of my kid." I'm actually thinking, it's kind of fucking unnecessarily.
Yeah, well, no, the point that I would have made was I wouldn't have called 911 had I saw the text. I wasn't there. I didn't see the fall. I assumed it was way worse than it was. So then it became this thing. But it's all part of a bigger scheme. They charge you $2,000 to go from your house to the hospital. That's the bill just to get in the ambulance, and they don't let you take a cab. You're not allowed to.
So they protect themselves from any type of legal thing.
Yeah, of course.
Is one end of it, and then the other end of it is that everybody's not just the ambulance, but whatever they fucking whatever they fucking did. What did you say? A CAT scan or some shit like that?
Nope, here's the funny
none
part.
of it's rooted in really overly.
They get to the hospital.
They all charge the insurance
They
company.
get to the hospital. The hospital goes, "Oh no, we're not going to give him a CAT scan. He's 5 years old. There's more risk in giving him a CAT scan." He was like, "I'm looking at him. He's not concussed. He's not lethargic. He's fine. He's got a fat lip."
Well, more the point,
he was out in an hour. He was gone, which was fine.
It's not that nobody cares. I think in the latter, by the time you get to a hospital, there are people in a hospital that actually do.
No. I'm not saying they don't care.
The process of
I'm saying the whole system is a fucking racket. I'm not saying people who work at hospitals tend to care.
The cop and the ambulance, they weren't bad people, and they weren't being shitty, and it's not that they didn't. Whether they know it or not, they're a part of kind of a weird, fucked up system where they're if we're sending you out, if you make that phone call to 911, they're getting $10K. Period. From an insurance company, from you.
No, I don't think anyone.
They're being paid.
I don't think any of the individuals you dealt with are like, "Mwahaha, we get the system."
Course.
I'm saying the reason the law is there is because someone lobbied for that shit, and they're probably people are making money off this shit. That's how these rules exist. That's why they exist.
So
I love that you guys agreed that entire time, and it was a real argument.
No, you fucking Rican retard. What you're saying is pretty much true.
But it was pretty fucking scary, dude.
No, yeah, I bet.
Pretty scary in that moment to, But I really fucking think it's a. Why did you hear that weird chest sound?
Yeah.
That picked up on mic.
Crazy.
Rewind it if you listen, guys. Rewind 15 seconds, and that was a sound from inside of my body that went.
That was you? I thought that was him.
No, that was inside of my chest. I don't know what the type of sound it was. It was boing.
I think it's called death rattle.
Lewis's internal organs are all connected by springs.
Somebody flicked it with a rubber band, a tight rubber band.
It's like a fucking watch.
My liver spring just popped.
Ba-doing. So yeah, dude. But then I started thinking about
that's terrifying, dude. Yeah, to think your fucking kid might be dead.
And look, it was he fucking got home from school today. He had a bunch of ice cream. He's probably happier about it now.
Sure.
How bad is his lip?
Fucking big fat lip. He looks like he got.
He's gonna start taking Steve-O dives down the steps now to get days off school. Hey, I'm James Gomez, and this is Idiot.
Just opens up the bathroom. I'm taking a shit. He starts smacking me.
Come on, Dick.
Oh, come on, man. What are we doing here, man?
I love you. I love you.
Come on. Been crazy now.
You're crazy, man.
Been crazy, man. Enough's enough.
What the heck was that?
I'm James Gomez. This is Mom's Cunt Pics. I'm snapping a picture of his mom's pussy.
Oh, shit.